Hey folks, it's time for the quote of the day, and today is a very special one. It is every year. I know this date very well. I know every year who I'm going to quote. I actually reposted a video that I had made last year on the 11th, not the 12th, because I was feeling it back then. It was a Henry David Thoreau quote for the 11th of last year. Well, today is Henry David Thoreau's birthday, so fuck it, let's do it again. Now, I want to make this very clear. I could sit here for I don't know, probably 4 years, and I could quote Henry David Thoreau every day, and I wouldn't reach the bottom of the barrel of quotes and ideas and philosophy and things that I would love to discuss. It is seemingly bottomless. It really is. I could talk about this man for hours and hours and hours. There's no reason to today, but I'm gonna kind of add on to yesterday's quote. Yesterday I quoted President John Quincy Adams, but I started that video with a quote that wasn't his. And you know what, I failed to mention in that video, and it was my fault. I went back and I watched it actually this morning, and I didn't realize that I never really gave you context for why I used that quote. If you search up John Quincy Adams quote, like you just search that in any browser, the quote that I read you yesterday, the one that Trump retweeted and or whatever, and his daughter put in her book, that quote is actually the top searched up quote. It's completely misattributed. He didn't say it, but that's the top search. So people that are looking for something for whatever reason by John Quincy Adams, they'll go and they'll find that information and think this is who that guy is, and that bothers the shit out of me. But today we're going to talk about a different kind of misattribution, something that is much more insidious, if you ask me, and something that happens all the time. Again, this is a Henry David Thoreau quote that I'm going to give you, but I'm going to give it to you the way that it is on the internet, the way that it is offered to people, and then I'm going to give you the actual quote. I'm telling you beforehand because I don't want to, I'm not playing the game today. It is often written on the internet like this, and again, this is not his. These are not his words that I'm giving you first. These are the false words that I'm giving you first. It is written often that he said, "Life isn't about finding yourself; it's about creating yourself. So live the life you imagined." Jesus, I'm sorry. I have a hard time when I read this kind of schlock, this kind of nonsense that is just peddled around by the feel good fucking positivity culture that you see all everywhere, where people, this kind of like embedded in manifestation kind of positivity bullshit that it doesn't actually work or do anything, but people just like because it feels good, right? Like it makes you feel good. Like, don't get me wrong, Henry David Thoreau believed in a type of manifestation, and we're going to talk about it, but it's not like this. This is not at all what he meant. This is not, it has nothing to do. Really, honestly, they took one line out of something that he wrote, and then they turn it into this like nonsensical bullshit. And it drives me fucking crazy because I feel like I'm, fighting a fucking mudslide. It like there's just no way of stopping it. I don't. This is what people believe. This is what people think, and you have to wonder at some point in time how much of our culture, like this has been going on since the internet came out, literally decades now. How much of our culture has been infiltrated by this kind of stupid bullshit where we take something that was said by a great and wise person, and we fucking bastardize it and turn it into something that it just doesn't mean anything anymore. So I'm going to read this bullshit again, and I want you to listen to it. I want you to listen how hopeful and like this is not the person that Henry David Thoreau was, and it creates this idea that he's out there just like, this shining cartoonish beacon of hope and positivity. That's not at all what it's about. So here we go. It is often written that Henry David Thoreau said, "Life isn't about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. So live the life you imagined." Okay, I know that there's a lot of people out there that are going to hear something like that and they go, "Oh, I love that. That's wonderful. Let me get a t-shirt that says that." And they're going to completely miss the point of what I'm trying to say. But this is the reality. Sometimes it is so much better to hear the words from the mouths of the people that said it, to read them as they wrote them so that you can really take out what you need. Now, if you arrive at that from the quote that I'm about to give you, great. Okay, that's great. If that's what you take out of it, then that's wonderful. But that's not his intention, and that's not what he said. So I think that it's really important for people to wrap their mind around that. A lot of the times when people are trying to sell you something, they use the same, like, there's a reason why salesmen throughout history have been, up until basically the people started to think of Trump as a good person. Salesmen have widely been considered scumsuckers. Like, there's a reason why throughout all of history, people that went and did sales and door-to-door stuff, they've always been looked down on as being horrible people because they talk like this. They take something that is good and they turn it into sales speech, and they try to sell you on these positivity ideas and things like that instead of giving you giving you the honest truth of what somebody said. Now, I'm going to give you the actual Henry David Thoreau quote that you can go and you can pick up a copy of Walden and you can turn to the last fucking chapter and you will find it in the last chapter, conclusion. You will find it in there. And it is what he wrote. So I want that to be very clear. What he said was, Henry David Thoreau in Walden. He said, "If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours." Let me read that one more time. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. Now, do you see the difference? I mean, obviously the language is very different, but do you see the difference in the meaning of these things? One is telling you, oh, life isn't about finding yourself. You don't have to put any work into finding yourself. You just go out and you just dream it and do it, baby. Dream it and do it. Right? Like, just make whatever you want because that's what life is about. Woohoo! That's not what he's saying here. He's saying, whatever you imagine, point yourself in that direction. He's not telling you you're going to get everything that you want because you can just create the life you want. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, imagine what you want. Think about it. Really put yourself in a position so you can move in that direction. This is practical advice. This is how you get from imagination to reality. You point yourself in that direction and you say, okay, I need to do this and this and this. You create steps. You create goals. You create ideas that get you from point A to point B. It's not I'm just going to create the life that I want because I don't have to find myself. That's not what he says. He never says anything about not finding yourself. Find yourself. Understand it. Imagine the dream that you want to have, the person that you want to be, and then move in that direction. These are two drastically different ideas. One of them is embedded in this, I don't even want to call it a philosophy, this belief that somehow if you just think happy thoughts and think good things and it'll all just happen for you. Yay! But that's not reality. Reality is that, yeah, if you say, I want this, if you're, I hate to use the word because it has a negative connotation for a lot of people, but if you're ambitious and you go after what you want, you may not get it. He doesn't say you're going to get what you want. He says that you will live a life that you can't imagine. It doesn't have to necessarily be what you thought it was going to be at the start. He's not saying you're going to always get that, but you will live a good life if you work towards becoming the best version of yourself and living the life that you want. That's the point. That's the life advice among literally hundreds of other things that he said. But that's the beauty of this. And it's robbed and stripped from the entire sentiment when they bastardize it and turn it into this bullshit language. So I just wanted to point that out. A lot of what you read isn't what you should be reading. Happy birthday to Henry David Thoreau, my inspiration. For the rest of you, take care of yourself. Take care of others. I'll talk to you soon.